The second P. Pay yourself. Pay yourself. I'm avoiding to say pay yourself first because I can see all of us are church people here. Pay God first. But if you are paying people under the sun, pay myself. Pay myself first. Pay yourself first. And I'll tell you why. Skillfully packaging yourself will get you a well-paying job. Skillfully packaging yourself will get you a well-paying job. And as I was meditating on that statement, I remembered something very powerful that my group CEO said some years ago. James Moria. He said, "We come to work to mobilize capital, not to pay bills." We come to work to mobilize capital, not to pay bills. Very powerful. If you pay bills, it means you will work until you die. If you mobilize capital, it means you will soon not need to work to pay bills. And how do you mobilize capital? By paying yourself. And something else James Moria told me, very profound. We were young, in our 20s. He told me that every salary increase he got, he assumed he had never received it. And he swept it into his investment account. Imagine if we all lived like that. Imagine all the bonuses you've received. Imagine all the salary increases that you've received. If you just assumed that you didn't have it and swept it somewhere, today, this room will just be full of $1 million people, you know? And his principle was very simple. I was okay before I got the salary increase. Why do I need to increase my expenses? Are we together? Where you are living is okay. All of you look so beautiful from here and handsome. You really don't need to add more expenses. So whatever bumper increase you're receiving from here, you can actually put it aside after paying your tithe, okay? You pay yourself, put it in there. A lot of money passes through our hands. The biggest question, to whom does it go to? If you receive 100,000 shillings a month, it means 1.2 million shillings pass through your hands by the end of the year. If you receive 200,000 shillings a month, it means 2.4 million shillings passes through your hands. If you receive 1 million shillings a month, it means some 12 million shillings has passed through your bank account somehow. But for some reason, you can't put together 1 million today. It's because you've broken a very fundamental principle of paying yourself. The first time I did a pie chart on our family expenditure, and I challenge all of you to do that. I was shocked, in fact, horrified, that the person I was working for the most was my landlord. And some restaurants that I visit regularly, and some supermarkets. They were top ranking in my pie chart. And the other horrifying thing is that I was the last one to appear in that pie chart. It disturbed me so much that I moved myself. Now I pay myself first, then I decide how much to spend on the rest of the people, you know. You budget with what you have. You budget with what remains after paying yourself first. So, how do you pay yourself first? Don't pay yourself and put money in your M-Pesa. Don't pay yourself and leave money in the bank account. Because as we've agreed, there are some people with superpowers to smell our bank balances and to smell your M-Pesa balance. Even some people have become very good hackers. They will play around with your M-Pesa balance and it will disappear. It will just vanish, But have you guys noticed when you withdraw 10,000 bob into your M-Pesa and when you withdraw 50,000 bob in your M-Pesa, it still lasts the same days? Have you noticed that? It just grows legs. Yeah? So, number one, open a money market account. Open a money market investment account. And that's very different from a bank account. A money market is the safest investment product that is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. In fact, I go ahead and say a money market account is safer than even putting money in a bank account. And anyone can challenge me on that. But let me tell you why. The money market account is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority, and there are certain things that must be met for you to offer it out. Number one is that all the money that goes there does not go to the fund manager, it goes to a custody account. It is separated. Meaning there is separation of client's money and the money manager's account. That's very important. Number two, there are limitations that are put, they're called investment guidelines, that you cannot put all the money in one asset. So when a bank goes under and that money market account was exposed to that particular bank, it can only lose up to how much was in that bank. But if you had put money directly in that bank, all of it is gone. Are we together? When Chase Bank went under, that's when I got this reality check. Because in one moment, people moved from being depositors to owners of the bank, taking full risks of an owner of a bank. And there was no way to get your money. In fact, it was easier to lose money in the stock exchange than to lose money in Chase Bank or any other failed bank. Because when a bank fails, it fails 100%. You move from $1 billion to zero in one moment. KCB will never go from 50 bob to zero. So a money market account is much, much safer than even putting in a bank account. And I have nothing wrong with a bank account. A bank account has its purpose. It is transactional. Any money for transacting should remain in a bank account. And any money for investing should be in an investment account. That's the clarification I want to make. I have I have nothing against banks or bank accounts. I'm just saying there is a purpose for each. So don't be those people who go to the ATM and you withdraw 1,000 bob and you are waiting for that paper to come out and you just want to see millions. You just want to feel nice because you have millions in the bank. No, that's idle money. So number one, open a money market account. Number two, pay yourself into that money market account. Anything that I pay myself every month, and I'm telling you things I do myself, I sweep it to a money market account. I don't even think about it. The other beautiful thing about a money market account is that you don't negotiate a rate. If you send money to your bank and you don't call the bank, they will give you zero. But if you send money into a money market account, you do not need to negotiate with anybody. It immediately starts working for you. Okay? So, pay yourself first.